Bobby Haize, we in the building, and Jay Wiliams has been talking. He says some crazy things. We may agree with him, though, when it comes to AD. We're going to talk about it all and more, but first, got to play that intro.
Welcome to the number one place for your daily basketball news and analysis, NBA Central.
All right, fellas. So Jay Wiliams got to talking on the Get Up. Jay Wiliams said this. It's hard for me to recall a superstar in this game that has such extremes. I'm like, your ceiling is on the level of Jokic or Embiid, maybe better, but your floor is JaVale McGee in regards to Anthony Davis. Like, first off, let me say hats out to Jay Wiliams for having the balls to say that, because I feel like people don't criticize AD enough. Now, while he's had a great second half of the season, especially when he's healthy, he can ball out. But when AD is bad, AD is bad. Bobby, I'll come to you first on this one, man. How you feeling about those comments from Jay Wiliams?
I think the comments are spot on, man. It's bro, it's literally LeBron. He literally be chilling at the 3-point line most of these playoffs. Basically trying to give the torch to Anthony Davis, and Anthony Davis just will not grab the torch and take over and just be the dominant big man that he can be. Yes, we understand that Draymond Green is a solid defender, at least in this series that they in now. But these guys, man, he gotta be able to take it and be able to do what he do. Because when he at least scores over 20, the Lakers, since he been there, they are 18-5 when he scores over 20 points in the game.
That's crazy.
And it seems like this guy, if he go off, give you 30 or whatever it is, he come back, give you 11, 13, 10 or something. Sorry. So, bro, just take the torch and go ahead and do what you got to do, bro.
Yeah, AD is so frustrating, man. When you look at a 30-23 game, then he come back with a 11-7, it's just mind-boggling, Joe. You go from a top 5 player, I say top 3 player when he playing like that, because the Memphis Grizzlies had no idea what to do with AD defensively or offensively. And then you go and drop 11-7 against a team that I thought you had the ups on. I think they had no chance against you if you came out and played. I just got to say it. He just don't have that dog in him. I would not do that and call him JaVale McGee. That's crazy. I don't think his low is JaVale McGee. I think that's nuts. But I don't know what you can do. It's too late in his career to say that he can learn to get like a soul or get that fire. It's just is what he is. Sometimes he's fall uninterested in certain games, and it's crazy. It's crazy because I think if he plays the way he played against Memphis in the first game, ain't nobody beating LA. You just can't, because he's like Bill Russell and the best offensive big man you ever seen. He can't be stopped. It's crazy and frustrating to me.
Yeah. AD has such a frustrating career because, like, you see, not just flashes are a little bit. I wouldn't call it flashes because he's maintained. He's had seasons where he's maintained it for the whole season, and when he does, he looks great. He looks amazing. He's such a difficult player to game plan for, things like that. But to your point, when he's disinterested, or when a defender gets in his head, like you said, JaVale McGee may be a little low to call it, but like he just doesn't have an impact. There are games where AD has no impact on the game, and with how good he can be, that's unacceptable. We can understand you not having as big an impact, but to not have any impact, to me is where you start getting to the unacceptable area.
For real. Because at least, man, you got to at least be able to, because I believe he has the talent. He is capable of being at least a player at the worst of a game. If you're not efficient enough, he still should be logging in at least 20 points, bro. And easy. Then, you know what I'm saying? Because even in the last game, you had LeBron drop 23. You had D'Lo, you know what I'm saying, perform pretty damn well. And all they needed was a little bit more push from Anthony Davis and him to at least grasp something of the game. But, hey, it's not nothing new for us.
And I want to touch on that. You said defenders scare him. Like I heard Draymond on his podcast say that he got the assignment on AD. You know, he kind of bragging, low-key, he was bragging, like, I had the assignment on AD in this game, too. I'm like, AD, Draymond 6'6", bro. I don't give a damn how good defensively he is. He has no chance against AD in the paint. And when I watched the game, he stayed outside in the perimeter and didn't give his chance to dominate the game. What are you doing, AD?
Well, see, I think you got to give some credit too for Draymond keeping AD out the paint because, like, height you can say and think, oh yeah, there's nothing that Draymond can do, but no, when Draymond gets low in that defensive stance, AD can't move him, bro, and he knows that. That's why he stays out on that perimeter.
And I think that's something like, and that's something AD has been, dealing with for most of his, all his career. They calling him soft, saying he fragile and stuff like that. We seen him in a championship run go out and, shut a couple people up. But now you going against the defending champs and everybody counting you out. How you gonna take it? You got to respond, bro. You can't have a game like you had. Like y'all handle game one, rightfully so. So I'm definitely anxious to see what these guys gonna do in the next few games. Because, bro, you're going to have to be able to exploit that matchup because I think the best thing to do is to try to get Draymond off the court early.
Yeah, that's it. You got to, and the thing with Draymond, too, is that at this point in Draymond's career, like we know you're not expecting anything from him offensively, right? I think everybody can agree with that. You're not really like if you get something, it's icing on top. You're not coming into a game plan expecting to get anything from Draymond,
right?
But if you can get him in foul trouble, you've eliminated his biggest asset right now. And AD has to be more cerebral. That the dog in him and things like that. Yeah, I understand he doesn't have the dog in him every day, but not every player does. But if you don't have the dog in you, you need to be a smart basketball player. And that's what's concerning for me. AD has not grown in basketball IQ since he's come in the league.
Absolutely. And I like that is a perfect point. That's a perfect point. If you're not the dog of Draymond, you got to beat him with your mind. He has the skill to beat him with his mind as well. He went away from his outside jump shot. So, the tools that he can use is a little low now. So he got to be more smart. I love that point right there.
That's actually a great point because and that's something that we always talk about actually watching the game. Cause a lot of people there come on, well, look at the box score. Like, I get it. You know what I'm saying? Look at Steph. He did. He last game, he dropped 20 points, but 12 assists. So he affected the game in another way. That's the cerebral part. And that was a great point to bring up because if AD gets let's just say he get on the block on a couple possessions and force a double team. Now you got the defense moving and you can get drives to the basket and more open shots. You can do other things to affect the game. So that was a great point.
Right, that's perfect, nephew, because I think that Stephen Curry was the MVP of that last game. Even though Clay had 8 3-pointers, he played a perfect floor game. He got everybody open. He was using his IQ. He was thinking the game. I think Anthony Davis needs to think this way when he playing against Draymond Green because he's not, y'all saying he got that low base, so he's not going to be able to get him inside the paint. He got to be smarter. He got to be smarter and do whatever he got to do to win. Because I don't know, dude. Because he ain't got the dog in him, bro.
I'm with you.
Yeah, the dog don't exist, bro. He ain't even got a poodle in him. Like it's just not there, bro. Like he ain't got it. But AD can be great, man, and He can be so versatile in how you build out your roster and having a player like AD there, but like they got to get that mental like that, and that's where having a great head coach like a Phil Jackson, a Greg Popovich, they would have AD's mental part of the game together by now.
Yeah,
and he just doesn't have it. Whenever, and it's not to say that that's something you can always gain. You just have to put in work to gain it. And if he does do that, then we're talking about a completely different player in AD. But at some point, you hope that he can obtain it because he has such a unique offensive skill set, and he's no slouch defensively, especially on weak side defense when he's engaged and locked in. He just got to be consistent with it, bro.
And what kind of responsibility you put on LeBron James with Anthony Davis play?
That's a great
with
point.
all of his with all his years in the league. He been in here like 30 years. Shit. Mm-hmm. He been through all the battles and everything. Why he can't get AD to perform in a big, this is the champs right here now. You gotta be on your A game every game.
You want to take it?
No, I'm thinking. I'm sorry. That's a great question.
Because it was something I thought to myself, like LeBron has been great when controlling the tempo of his team. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And we seen in the last game that the Warriors, the game plan was, we're going to run their ass dry. We're going to run them. So my thing is moving forward and going back to what your point is, with LeBron got all this experience, why won't you control the ball more? And why don't you, you know what I'm saying, orchestrate the offense? I know he ain't going to be able to do it as much as used to in the past. But at some points when things are getting out of hand, like, you know what I'm saying, they competed in the first half and then it was over. Good riddance after that. But that could be a point, bro. You got to be able to orchestrate and get him touches in good spots. It's not just about touches. It's about where you getting those touches at, because that could be a good help.
I feel you on that. What about the mental not even the floor game? What is he telling AD how to get to his spots, how to get in a better advantage positions on the floor? Something like that. I understand the scheme part on the floor, but what about the mental part? What is he telling AD? You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
I don't know if he can. They're completely different players. Like Bron can help, but keep in mind, Bron was a way more physical player than what AD ever was. So I don't know if like Bron can really give AD that type of, I mean, to an extent, like just being a smart basketball player, of course, but like AD's completely different body style, completely different play style, completely different physicality level that he likes getting into. AD shies away from physicality. So first, for LeBron to give him any type of pointers, you got to get that man to stop shying away from getting physical. And I just don't know at this point if AD is going to do that. So,
yeah, it's a tough day, especially if you could tell a man whatever he need to be doing all day, but it got to be up to him to actually take action on whatever that is to help the team for sure.
Man, what a waste of talent. Just a waste of talent.
He called him a waste. Damn.
I mean, so he wasted talent. He dropped 11 and 7. That's inexcusable.
I mean, in that game, overall in his career,
I get
you can't call it. Yeah, I thought you were talking about for his career.
But I'm going to say for his career, because he could be much better. He could be much better throughout his career if he had a dog. What if AD had a dog in him his whole career?
Well, I think the thing is that we're seeing is AD is a 7-foot Zach LaVine. He's not a leader. He's not a leader.
I like that.
I ain't mad at you. I ain't mad at you.
Like real talk. Like and like don't get me wrong. Is he better defensively than Zach? Yeah, when he's healthy. Yeah. But the fact of the matter is that it's the same thing. They put up a lot of numbers, but they're just like, you have to have a leader with Anthony Davis on the team, because if you're expecting him to lead you, the only place he's going to lead you to the lottery every single year. Yeah. You're going to look cute while getting there, but you're going to be in the lottery every year, and that's just what it is, man.
That's a good point, right?
I can't argue with that one, bro, for real.
Yeah. Well, this is his team in the playoffs, because LeBron is not the best player on the team for sure. And the team is not going not a damn place if he continues to play like a bit naive. So he better get his stuff together. And this is the champs. This is the champs too.
He's supposed to gotta come ready to play against the champs. They know. And Steve Kerr, he know how to make adjustments. So y'all gotta come ready to play.
Yeah, look at that. Thing is too, like, oh man, listen, Steve Kerr, his defensive, like he needs to teach a class, like matter of fact, a seminar. Sit down with Billy Donovan, Budenholzer, and Nick Nurse, and be like, this is how you do an adjustment. This is what you need to do. And throw Doc Rivers in there as well, because Doc
Doc.
Doc. I ain't gonna lie to you.
That's deep there, brother. That's wild, man. But anything left, fellas, before we get up out of here?
Yeah, it's going to be a good game. This is going to be an interesting game 3. It depends on what AD we get. That's going to be the outcome. Yeah. If he come to play, most likely the Lakers win. If he don't, Golden State going to blow their ass out. Simple.
Well, this they first real home game at home. Well, no, they had that already. Scratch that. But it's an exciting game against to where you get to see. And it's the first home game for the series. We'll say that. So they better come out ready to play, or they finna get smacked up again.
That's what it is.
They gonna go home for sure.
Yeah, for real.
So is what it is.
So. Play. I'm anxious to see what the adjustment is from LeBron too. What he gonna do? You in playoff mode, right? Show it.
2 points in the second half. That's all I got to say. 2 points.
I know he was bogus. He was bogus.
Crazy. I'm telling y'all, if LeBron ever just embraced going ball, we're gonna see a completely different LeBron. Just need to embrace it, man. But that's our time for today, man. Y'all make sure y'all go support my fellas, man, over at Shy Bulls Podcast with the Cognac Boys, man, dropping content every single day. You can also follow this show at NBA Central Pod. You can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns, NBA Central Show at gmail.com. Lastly, text message, voicemail 773-270-2799. We about this bitch. Peace, y'all.
This has been a presentation of the Break Media.